What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, guys. We're back here in Europe, just talking about why you might want to live in Europe versus America. Now, I already know there's plenty of reasons. I've seen plenty of videos, but I found an article here on Google that I wanted to check out. And see, it might be some new news, it might be some old news, but either way, just with everything that I know, Europe may just be the best option. And I got headphones, and I don't think I'm gonna need these. But before we jump into this, y'all make sure y'all follow your boy on Instagram. I do have a Twitch, and I have a Patreon if you would like to support, and come watch me on there. I think I might start doing some more GeoGuessr over on Twitch and trying to get it to stream to YouTube and stuff. But we here checking this out, seeing what it's about, why you might want to live in Europe versus the USA. So y'all hit that subscribe button, and let's see why. Firstly, and this looked like this was written by an American on Pinterest. Growing up in the USA, slow traveling in North America and Europe full time. I want to share why one might want to live in Europe versus the USA. Should know that my loved ones have lived full time in Europe and the USA, so I tend to tune in the difference in how they impact us. So, firstly, gaining perspective between the two, facilitate perspectives. Let's look at the following statistics. So we got the continent of Europe, 746 million people in the area, about 3.9 million square foot. The European Union, 446 million. United States, 328 million. So looking at those global and those rural suburban areas, I've seen different rural and suburban areas in Europe, and I don't think they compare. They definitely don't compare when it comes to both of these. But, the first one we see, personal safety, the violent crime rate right here in the EU, 1.1 million violent crimes in the EU. So, in general, that's a lot. But compared to US, so we got homicides. Murder is considered homicide as well. But that almost quadrupled right there. Rape, all those things, I don't understand, bad things happen everywhere, but said in Europe and places like Sweden, it appears victims are encouraged to report each incident of rape, which I feel like it should be here. I know, not me personally growing up, but just hearing people's stories here in the States growing up, it was like most people, I would say, probably born in like the 70s, 80s and stuff. Like, they always say how they was molested by, family members. So it's sad that family members were doing wrong to like nieces, nephews and stuff, and family don't believe you, which is the craziest thing. We got some firearms. If you grew up in rural America like I did, you witnessed and were taught the importance of owning firearms, which I feel like it's more than usual now. I've known people that have guns growing up, and now it's just a ridiculous amount of people. And people might have one or two. Nowadays, people have about 5 to 10, and some people don't even hunt. So you might have become a good shot to possibly have fun telling people you are a good shot. U.S. citizen can sport an ego around firearms, which is very true. The EU, where 118 million more people live more densely than the U.S., have less violent crime and fewer gun deaths than the United States. And I feel like it's one of those things. In the U.S., people feel so threatened. There is a lot going on, and people just feel so threatened to the point they put life and death in a matter of their own hands, type of thing, which is crazy to me. War, peace, personal security, natural disasters. Global finance compares war and peace, personal security, and natural risk. The U.S. is not one of the top 10 safest countries in which to live, which we know that y'all been seeing what's been going on the news. And I feel like this is just these incidents right here, personal safety. That's the number one thing. Y'all seen I've done the TikTok videos, and this was always top two things. It was either this or healthcare. These were the top two things. And we supposed to live in a country that's the land of the free, home of the brave, but we're not protected out here. You're not protected at all. Affordable cost of living. Now, I've told y'all, here in the States, a lot of things have went up, including the cost of living and no salaries. Like people still making the same amount of money. If they do get a raise, it's like between 1 to 3% raise. It's not even a large amount. But I know for me, my family, we got a 2-bedroom apartment, and we paid like between 13 and 1500 a month to rent an apartment that wasn't really top notch. It wasn't really the best of the best. It looked nice, but you can tell it was cheaply built. Those apartments probably worth like 16 to 1800 now, and all they're doing is cleaning up and putting the next person in. They just raising the cost every time. Like now we probably pay the same amount or less than what we was paying in an apartment to own a house, which is just crazy to me. But simplify my life, so I am free to travel. I am free to travel slowly whenever I wish. When in Europe, I don't have auto expenses, and I afford tourist pricing, which I was told to do that as well. So my lodging and living expenses in Europe are affordable than where I'm from in the United States. Somebody told me, and I looked up myself, and I seen how much cheaper it is. Cause Europe even have they even have the opportunities and the availability of getting a hostel. Now, me personally, I like hotels because I like to, I like my own space and stuff like that. But if I had to get a hostel, I seen that you can get a hostel for like 20 euros a night, pretty decent, almost like, going to university dorms and stuff. But it's just very expensive here. It's been possible to choose affordable options throughout Europe, so it all balanced out to be more affordable to travel slowly or live in Europe than the U.S. I definitely agree. Because I've seen a lot of people. I did an interview with Miss Daniela from Sweden, and she was even telling me, when I go to Stockholm, I can walk everywhere. I ain't got to rent a car. I ain't got to do none of that stuff. And I'll be able to get around everywhere. Even in the Netherlands, the bike culture is huge. You can even rent a bike for cheap up in the Netherlands and get around pretty much everywhere that you need to go. So to be specific, it only costs us about $3,000 a month total for 2 of us to travel slowly or live comfortably in Europe. That's not bad. And mind you, this is some people's salaries right here, and still can't afford much here in the States. Whereas when we're in the States, I spend at least that much supporting only myself. That is very true. Some people are barely making that. And I remember I was making this much, and it wasn't enough for me. It wasn't. So, but we have comfortable private lodging in Europe. We buy organic, gluten-free, and plant-based food, which I know the food is very healthy in Europe. Y'all got those toxic chemicals and stuff that we allow over here. Climate friendly. It's always good. Organic food, like I was saying. But I just came across this article and felt the need to share. Like I said, it's been a long time of doing the videos, and I feel like this is a good article for those who might want to consider living in Europe. So vegan eateries in Europe, that's a lot. 2,000 versus just 1,000, 1,600 here in the U.S. Climate friendly transportation, universal healthcare. Universal healthcare is always the top 2, along with safety. Like for $50 a month, come on now. I was just telling my parents the U.S. is robbing us. Because why is healthcare different from dental and vision? All that still has a lot to do with your health. If my teeth go bad, if my teeth is bad, it's going to make my health bad. So I got to take care of my teeth, my vision. Like all that is included, but the U.S., they make us pay all 3 of those separately, which doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't at all. So, but Europe, he go quote, in Europe, in many cases, the amount citizens pay in taxes is similar to the amount Americans pay for taxes, public health insurance premiums. Europeans have fewer out-of-pocket expenses. Americans have higher co-pays, insurance, deductibles hanging over their head. This is absolutely true, because I just don't understand. We pay the insurance, then you get there, and they still say you owe something. And then they still billing you after you done had your procedures and stuff after that. I did have a video where y'all know I got knee surgery. I'll probably link that at the top so y'all can see that. I had knee surgery, and The amount just for my knee surgery was ridiculous. It was. College and tuition. I'll probably stop here, but I will link this in the description. I think that's about it anyway. But free or extremely affordable college tuition in Europe, free for many. 13,000 a year at some, bachelor earned in 3 years, masters in 1, doctorate in 3 years. And I've seen people that got multiple degrees up in Europe just because it's free, it's affordable. They just go and get it. Public, oh my God, private universities, that's what's really robbing people. A bachelor's, I always say, I don't know why we have to get a bachelor's before you go to school for 4 years. Because the first 2 years, we're just learning the same thing that we've been learning the past years growing up in, primary school and middle and high school. But you see, the longer they want us here in school in the U.S., though, the more money they can get. So it's ridiculous. I know it's craziness, but that's all I had. Like I said, I just wanted to share that with you guys. So just the article I found. I just think it's insane in the membrane. It's ridiculous, but y'all let me know what you think. If you got another article for me to check out, send it my way and I'll check it out. But other than that, y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.